Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
Are your competitors outranking you online? I want you to try the power of LinkedIn in order for you to become visible online. Now, my Internet Explorer, I can imagine you are already an established expert or a professional, that's either a coach, consultant, or you run a services firm that helps people with maybe their accounting or mortgage broking, or you're a financial planner or something along those lines where you have to wear a suit to work. And those are the kind of people that I help in order to build strategies, especially for people in the service industry, so they can master their marketing, because I firmly believe that you are changing the world one life at a time. And if I can do the least that I can in order to help you achieve your goals, then obviously we are both happy. So together, me and my clients and my team, of course, we help you develop and implement unique content marketing and digital marketing strategies that actually help you connect and convert. And one of the questions that I hear from a lot of people is, I can't compete already, in SEO. I can't compete with people that are already established. And, I've done the work, I've shown up, I've got the experience and the credentials. And, I even have the alphabet soup that follows me. And I'm like, are you using LinkedIn for you to actually generate your leads? And then that's when most of the time the pin drops. You know why? Because a lot of us have approached LinkedIn not as a sales machine or, a sales letter, but we've approached it as a resume. All right. And I can imagine and understand why that is because when LinkedIn started, they wanted you to use it as a place where you will generate your resume and people can find you, when it comes to work. But now we've become thought leaders, we've become experts, we're running our own businesses. And I know that we now want to, and we even have great value propositions, and we're still having a tough time driving new business because obviously there's competition and there's people that are already outranking us on the search engines there. And it's really hard to gain visibility online. So, like I said, I'm here to help you. And I get really excited when I start talking to people about promoting themselves, especially, on LinkedIn. And it's for a good reason. You want to know why? The reason why I like talking about LinkedIn is because it presents a unique opportunity for people to become thought leaders. All right. So obviously you may be an expert in what you're doing, but an expert is someone who knows something. All right. We are way past the information era. People already know certain things, and if they don't, they can Google it. But if you want to be a thought leader, this is somebody who's known for knowing something. And if you can use LinkedIn to leverage your personal brand as an expert, you definitely can build a business that's profitable and enjoyable, and it can actually make help you make the difference that you were born to create. So LinkedIn puts you in a tremendous advantage, and you only just need to know how to use it. Okay. Because I can imagine right now as an expert, you're probably cold calling potential clients and they're hanging up in your face and you're like, wait a minute, do you know who I am? Well, of course, they don't care. People don't care what you know. They care how what you know can help them solve whatever problems they're going through. So you need to be leading some thoughts as a thought leader. And the only social media platform that's designed to do that, without causing you to lose any more hairs in your head is LinkedIn. All right. So while all social media channels are sort of excellent tools to help define your personal brand and promote your professional self, within the business that you're doing, LinkedIn is the granddaddy platform you need to be using. You know why? Because people use LinkedIn only when they're actually sitting in front of their desk at work. Not so much these days, but people actually have this respect for LinkedIn that they normally don't post things that are not professional, okay? And I usually joke with my clients and I say that LinkedIn is the only profile that people actually go onto with their pants on. You could go on Facebook or Instagram and you could be scrolling through while you're sitting on the toilet. That's no place to connect with your audience, and that's no place for you to actually disseminate your information, your consulting or your training, because those people are not in the right frame of mind to actually grasp what it is that you're saying. So if you maximize your use of LinkedIn, you effectively build a personal site. You can effectively utilize the tools there to blog, and you can also expand your professional network, and you can showcase your portfolio, and also people actually can give you references on there and a whole lot of other things. So that's the reason why I really want us to unpack why you should be using LinkedIn so much than the other platforms. And in recent years, they've actually allowed people to go live on LinkedIn, and you can also advertise on LinkedIn. So this platform really is set up for people that are looking to grow their business with less stress and struggle. So LinkedIn's platform is just really set up automatically to act as your professional billboard, which is why you want to be, in front of the right kind of audience with the right message, all right? And which is what you want if you're going to invest your time and energy into actually growing your social media presence for your personal and professional growth. But obviously, just like anything else, unfortunately, a lot of people are underutilizing, this platform, and LinkedIn is often underutilized by business professionals who can actually reap the most rewards from its endless list of benefits. And, full disclosure, I actually don't have a LinkedIn personal profile. I used to. I created one before, and I, started the whole thing, but ever since the outbreak of the pandemic and all this misinformation that has been happening, they have been tightening up what can be posted and can be disseminated on the profile. And obviously, some profiles just get caught up in all this drama. So unfortunately, my profile was one of those. I'm still in the process of trying to get it back, but obviously it's all this back and forth that we're doing. So maybe you might, stop this podcast and say, hey, let me see what his profile looks like, and then you don't see it. That's the reason why. But pretty soon, I think maybe by the time you listen to this podcast, we'll be back up and running. Okay, so that being the case, I really am an advocate of this platform and its endless list of benefits. And when somebody comes to us and they want to just throw money at ads without even generating any qualified leads, I tell them, the first place that people look you up besides your About Us section in your website is your LinkedIn profile. And if it's not selling to them or inviting them to take the next step that you want them to take, then obviously you're just spraying and praying with your marketing. And I know it's a tough fact to face, but if you're busy with your job, your career, and you want to be a visible consultant, you would want to really utilize and harness the power of LinkedIn. And a lot of people approach business as a side hustle, so they don't want their actual current employer to know that they're actually running a business. That's the reason why they don't populate their LinkedIn presence or profiles with the right information that they are doing right now. And you're missing out on a big chunk of people that want to learn more about how it is that you can work with them and engage them, or even educate them on what to want. All right, so you need to be passionately investing your time in creating such a presence on LinkedIn and it will pay dividends, in the future. So I've just put together a quick list of ways that you can immediately upgrade your profile from whatever you have. It exists. I have it somewhere. I don't even know what the password. To this business professional is clearly an influencer and a thought leader in their field. The first thing you want to be mindful about is your badge. Your badge actually happens to be your photo. Okay, how do people perceive you? Are you looking professional? Do you have that essence around that photo that you are the person who is a thought leader? You are the advisor that people are looking for. And you know what? I know. Everybody and their brother has told you that a selfie isn't gonna cut it for your LinkedIn profile. You already know this, but that's because it's true. That is an actual fact. So if you have a selfie that is representing you online, automatically it takes you out of the ring on people that have done or made an effort to make sure that they are represented well, especially with their online presence. You know what I mean? So, and you know what else is true? Your significant other, or maybe family members, babies, or super adorable kittens, puppies also don't make the cut. All right? If you have a photo with you with arms around somebody else and you've cropped off that other person, guess what your audience is going to be trying to do? They're going to be trying to zoom in to see who was actually cut out of that photo. And before you know it, they have already scrolled off and gone to somebody else who showed up and actually told them without saying much that I'm here to serve, I'm here to engage with you, I'm here to educate you. The next thing you want to do is click on some link and book a call with me, all right? So your photo, your logo, this is the space that actually showcases yourself at the top of your professional game. You want to give... You only have one opportunity to make a lasting impression, all right? So, if you have the time and the funds, just invest in a photographer to snap and edit a few pictures of you, making you look snazzy in a blazer or something of, like some sort of a professional outfit. I know people don't, are working from home and you can have sleepers or whatever it is, but guess what? Your customer still has an image in their head of who they think the person they need to engage with looks like, okay? We might have changed during COVID. We might have changed who we are, but our customer is still very conservative, all right? We might have all these liberal stuff going on in our heads, but our customer is still conservative. And when it comes to matters that we deal with as professionals, they want to make sure that they have a trusted advisor on their team, all right? So you want to show up in the way that your ideal target market is going to recognize you among a sea of Me Too professionals out there, all right? I mean, if not, it's just time to wrangle up your significant other or best friend or business partner, who you've been cropping out of your current profile picture in the first place, to just take a photo of you and make you, look better, and have a clean background behind you, okay? Because if you say, it's also social proof, okay, that if you can't have somebody take a photo of you, that means you don't have any friends. And if you don't have any friends, then how can you claim that what you're saying or what you do is going to help me in any case? Because if you can't look after your own self and present yourself in the best foot possible, how are you going to look after my accounts? How are you going to look after my investments? How are you going to look after my website? So you just want to be part of that conversation that's already happening in your customer's head. Yes, we are independent, we're indie, we're all that, but our customer still wants to see a certain individual behind their investment, behind their accounts. It's just the lay of the land, all right? And once those people have connected with you from your photograph, remember, they don't know you from bar soap, so you want to just have so many elements, okay? And what I call the eyeball test, all right? Are you passing the eyeball test, where people can just look at you and form some sort of a judgment that, okay, I put them in his box. He is an a professional looking person, he'll be able to help me. And once people have showed up on your profile, you want to engage with them. All right, people are coming to the internet to get information, and if you're the person that's providing that information, then they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And we all know that people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. So you want to engage, and then engage some more. All right, at the end of the day, you just want to show people that you can help them by actually helping them. So engaging on LinkedIn can maybe be defined as several different actions. The most obvious is, you can also engage with your prospects, updates, whatever they publish out there, and you might also share some stuff to your network if somebody is a really good thought leader within your industry. Because if you build these relationships, these people will also reciprocate a little bit later on, and it's actually a crucial part of maintaining an active presence and actually promoting your own personal brand. Okay, so somebody who's well known and who is already well respected, if you share or comment under their profile, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna reciprocate, and whatever authority that they have given, if the comment that you have posted is a positive one, it's automatically transferred, because people already have this in their mind, that people like us do things like this. All right, so you now just get that authority without having worked for it, okay? But however, you can also engage by maybe joining relevant groups, following different influencers in your field, and then, linking out to articles and publications that showcase, both whatever updates are happening in your career, and you become that source or that pivotal person that connects people to information, people to opportunities, all that stuff, okay? While you're waiting for people to show up and buy from you, you can literally be helping other people, get what they want. And you would understand this from Zig Ziglar when he said, help enough people get what they want, then you too, my Internet Explorer, get what you want. We're on to it. And obviously, once you're in there, you are engaging with content, all right? So you also have to bring content to the table. We all understand that the internet is driven by community, it's driven by conversations, and it's driven mostly by content, all right? Like any other social media platform, if you don't have any content, then you need to curate some. But if you want to stand out, you need to show us your ideas. You need to explain to us how you became who you are, so that we get to know you, like you, and trust you. And you all know that people do business. It's business with those they know, like, and trust. So if you focus on content that you publishing and sharing on LinkedIn, you can literally then duplicate some of that content onto your website, etc. Right? You're just showcasing your skills, that you are at least, not just a thought repeater, but you're an original thinker. You know what I mean? And, showing us that you're not just a string of alphabet soup that, wants people to just respect what they have done and not showing us what they can do for us, all right? So, all the skills, the information that you've acquired along the way, if you can just write them down, put them in a podcast like this, and it just shows us that you are knowledgeable about what it is that you're putting out there. Like I said earlier on, that an expert is just somebody who knows something. There's so many experts out there. You throw a rock in the city, you hit maybe 5 or 6 experts. But thought leaders are somebody who are known for knowing something, and they bring new and fresh perspectives to the table. You want to play in this space, and LinkedIn allows you to actually do this, all right? So if you're not sure where to focus your expertise and your knowledge, just write a list of topics that you deal with on your day-to-day, or just like what I'm doing in this podcast. When I speak to a client and something sticks out, guess what? I'm already talking about it on my podcast the next day, and that creates content for my other internet explorers, because you know what? At the end of the day, I just want to create this whole body of work that actually outlasts me and help other people by actually helping them, because the stuff that we speak about in my private conversations, some people pay real good money for it, all right? And if it's something that you want to do, go on my website, livelongdigital.com.au, and I'll give you a customized, process to actually create for and relate to your audience. All right. So, like I was saying, write a list of topics that you deal with in your day to day, or the industry trends that are coming up. There's so much information out there. If you're the person that can curate information for your audience, then you make it easy for them. They no longer have to go out there searching for information. They just come to your site. So focus on 2 to 5 areas of your expertise, and then you can grow your profile into that information hub that I'm talking about. And you just want to become the central point, the water cooler of the internet, so to speak. All right. And make sure it's something that you're passionate about, so that you can stick with it for a long while. And it actually pays to be true to yourself, for your interest, not just because it's something that's popular, but you want to be consistent in your messaging and in something that you can actually stand for, so you can literally help your customers or your prospects throw rocks at their enemies. And that's how you differentiate yourself from all the other Me Too people out there that are just spraying and praying with their marketing. All right. And while you're there, just optimize whatever you have for good results. Okay, the content that you're putting out there, it's not necessarily something that has to be original, as long as you are creating a space where people can get information and growing and expanding your network. All right, because your LinkedIn profile is actually indexed by Google. All right. So if you're using keywords, that your industry is searching for, you can actually be found not only on LinkedIn, but also using Google, and it increases your searchability. So you no longer have to worry about the SEO of your website. You now utilize, the leverage that you're putting out on LinkedIn. And more importantly, you're just fleshing out the details of who you are and what it is that you do and what you're passionate about. And all of these things are what will help you grow your profile and actually make you shine. All right, people don't necessarily care about what you know. They want to know how you can be able to help them. So if you're putting content out there, you're already helping people by actually helping them. All right. But it's not just necessarily content for content's sake. All right. Your headlines and summaries also a little bit important. All right. So just putting out content about who you are as a professional, your professional title is not sufficient to be used as a headline. All right, you need to show us that you've got in-depth knowledge about the you're a subject matter expert in what you're talking about. So the job of your description, that is found when you applied for your current position, doesn't work as a summary. Your headline and summary need to showcase not only that you're what you're doing currently, right, but it should literally be a sales letter that tells people who you are, what you do, and how you can literally help them. So this is the format that you need to utilize to write your summary. It should say, here's what I've got, here's what it will do for you, here's how it works, here's what I want you to do next, and here's why it's smart and safe for you to do so. So if you write your summary in that sort of format, you've literally answered a lot of questions that your prospects might have. And it needs to contain those valid keywords, media links to your professional accomplishments, and whatever contact information that you want people to contact you on. And then maybe your summary and the headline is what exactly makes you immediately accessible to your connections, and make these things work for you, rather than having meaningless content that takes up space on your profile that is not even helping you at all. Okay, so like I keep repeating, LinkedIn is not your resume. All right, this is not a resume anymore. It's now a sales letter. And I'm not saying that you should pad your resume either, but because being anyone other than yourself is just asking for trouble, because you will be called out. Okay, just honestly list out your skills and truthfully describe your interest, your shares, your articles, whatever it is that who you are. All right, and if you embellish anything for the sake of looking maybe smarter, funnier, or more in the know, it will drive people away because they will look you up. And then if you're not the kind of person that you say you are, your authenticity just gets sucked out like that. So you want to celebrate who you are in all your professional look, what's and all right. You're a professional rock star in your own right. Okay, you don't have to bedazzle your background and skill set to show people that. And I can guarantee that after digging deeply into your career and maybe whatever you've done in the past, you actually prove to yourself how actually amazing you are, because it takes a redemptive amount of effort to stay in one position or to do the same thing like you are. So you're literally head and shoulders above anybody who hasn't tried. So stop trying to fix or match fix something that you're not, okay? And just remember, people are always watching, all right? Whatever you're doing online, people are always watching, all right? It doesn't matter if you already have your dream job, you already have your dream career, you already have everything that you have in store for you. There's new technologies that are coming up. People are always looking for, people to interview on their podcast so you can expand more of your networks. People are always looking for people to guest blog, on their platforms. You know what I mean? People are always looking for experts to give advice on certain things that might happen in the society and community there, and you could be one of those people that could disseminate that information, and your profile needs to be ready at any given moment, just in case Channel 9 calls and they want to interview an expert who does what it is that you do. Okay, why not you? All right, so at the end of the day, every moment that you spend promoting yourself or engaging with others in your network is a moment spent interviewing. You never know who's watching, all right? So whatever impression that you make, it's not all lost, all right? The internet does not forget, okay? So invest time in your LinkedIn presence. You're not only promoting yourself for the present, but you're promoting yourself 5 years from now, 6 years from now, when an amazing opportunity shows up. I've been on TV. I've written for other people's blogs, all through having been discovered on LinkedIn, all right? So you want to make sure, even those that are head hunting for future roles that might come in, you might be invited to be a board member of a new startup or to be one of the directors of a new startup, just predicated on your own experience, okay? So you don't want to just be the flavor of the month. You really want to create something that's an asset. You're spending time there anyway, and time equates to money, so you might as well make it worth your while, okay? So if something comes up, you want to make sure that you're the first to be sought out, just predicated on the body of work that you've put there and whatever opportunities that might be coming in. So whether you take advantage of these new opportunities or not, at least you want to be the first industry expert who comes to mind when new technologies come to play. All right. So I can imagine, as an internet explorer yourself, coach, consultant, or small to medium business, you're trying to be found where your customers are searching. And LinkedIn is one of those places where you can literally generate hundreds of qualified leads like clockwork if you actually utilize what I have spoken about on this podcast here today. And like I said, I've built strategies for coaches, consultants, and small to medium businesses so they can master their marketing, because I firmly believe we're each changing the world one person at a time. And together with my clients and my team, I can literally help you develop and implement a proper LinkedIn marketing strategy that you can use to connect and convert clients that pay, stay, and refer. So if you jump onto our website, livelongdigital.com.au, obviously we already have a LinkedIn strategy that we can help you start generating leads. We can either do it for you or we can just point you in the right direction. So if you go under digital marketing, you'll notice that we've got a tab that says LinkedIn marketing. That's on livelongdigital.com.au. And once you get on there, you're given an opportunity to get up to 10 new dream clients every single week using our LinkedIn marketing services. So just Fill out that form. Let us know what it is that you're up to, and you can start generating up to 10 clients per week using your already established LinkedIn strategy. And like I said, LinkedIn is one of the most trusted social media platforms in the world, and making it effective, for you to generate qualified leads on a regular basis is one of the things that you can do in order to create a business that's profitable and enjoyable. But not a lot of people know how to run successful LinkedIn marketing strategies, and it's easier said than done. Unfortunately, you don't have to. You literally can hire us to do that for you instead. I can't wait to help you establish your LinkedIn so that you can start generating up to 10 clients per week with your LinkedIn marketing campaigns. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au